The courtroom has the potential of turning itself into a war zone. Let it be verbally or physically. People see people who have done them wrong, or people just feel they are being treated unfairly by the system, which sometimes ends up with an unimaginable action. As a living being, it's hard to control our emotions, but having them go loose in a courtroom can probably land you in trouble. In this video, we will be discussing some of those moments where a physical fight broke in between the victim and the accused. So without wasting any more time, let's get back to it. First, we have Randall Margraves, who somehow became a hero overnight. The father of 3 victims, Randall Margraves, attacked Larry Nasser in front of the judge, but in a split second, he was tackled down by Eaton County Sheriff deputies. It was February 2nd, 2018, and the second day of Larry's sentencing at the Eaton County Courthouse in Charlotte, Michigan. Larry is an American former physician and convicted child rapist. Having more than 265 victims, this man was the team doctor of the United States Women National Gymnastics team and used his position as the team's doctor to exploit, deceive, and sexually assault hundreds of children and young women. 5 minutes alone in a locked room with this demon, Randall asked the judge, referring to Larry. After the judge declined to grant his wish, saying it was not under her control, Randall bargained for a minute and he was denied again. This time, instead of seeking permission or even batting an eye to the law and order, Randall ran across the courtroom, jumping at Larry. But police stopped him on time and threw him on the ground, cuffing his hands. While still asking for a second, Randall was excused and escorted out of the courtroom, and the relief is no action was taken against him. Seeing the video of him lunging at the abuser of his daughters, Randall gained overwhelming support on the internet overnight. People were not only praising him for doing what he did, but were also donating money to help him in case he gets into some trouble. Mikhail Hugenberg, accused in a jail assault, this 32-year-old Northern Kentucky man is now facing assault charges against 2 Campbell County deputies after an incident during jury selection for his trial. Mikhail was about to go under trial for assaulting a deputy at the Campbell County Jail when, according to the video, he got up and tried to approach the jury. Though 2 deputies walk over to him, preventing him from making his way to the jury, he is determined to do what he wants. Things got heated in a second when a fight broke out between Mikhail and the deputy, after which a blood-curdling scream could be heard coming from Mikhail. It can be seen that the deputies activated a stun gun on Hugenberg's leg and cuffed his hands, taking him under control. Despite this, he continued his protest and was later escorted out by police. Seemingly, this stunt earned him additional years in prison, making it a total of 12. Jason Wilson. Jason's sister Misty was found dead in her bathroom with 5 bullets shot right at her head, and her husband fled from the scene. Tristan Lamoureux, who was charged with the murder of his wife, can be seen sitting in the courtroom surrounded by 4 sheriffs going back and forth on his chair, and with absolutely no remorse on his face. Later, when Jason was asked to deliver an impact statement, he can be seen throwing death glares at Tristan. After just saying a few words, Jason broke down and turned his full attention to Tristan. When words didn't seem to have any effect on him, Jason decided to take matters into his own hands. It seemed like sheriffs understood something was going to happen and took their positions, and not so after. Jason can be seen lunging at Tristan, which now broke into a good fight. 2 chairs can be seen revolving dramatically while the whole scene is unfolding. Deputies can be seen pushing both Jason and Tristan onto the floor, trying to neutralize the environment of the courtroom. After a minute or 2, Jason was walked out of the room by police while he was apologizing for his sudden outburst. According to local authorities, Jason was not charged for a stunt, while Tristan was sentenced to jail for 15 years. Willie Fields. Imagine losing your only child. The pain and helplessness cannot be described using words. This is what this father felt when his 18-year-old boy, Willie Antoine Fields, was killed in 2019. As per the report filed by the Orangeburg County Sheriff's Office, Jones was standing before the judge with his attorney awaiting sentencing for murder when the mother of the 18-year-old was given the opportunity to speak on behalf of her son. "They took away just everything from us," the mother said, while remembering how her only child was shot 4 times by Jones. Understanding human emotions, it might have gotten hard for Willie to hear it all over again. As a result, he acted without thinking. The accused, Lindy Jones, was attacked from behind by Willie Clay Fields while the mother was giving her statement in front of the judges. Though the police worked fast to capture Clay and protect the victim in this scenario, the courtroom still became chaotic for some seconds. As per the reports, Clay was taken to jail after trying to attack Lindy. Later, Fields was charged with 3rd-degree assault and battery and was found in contempt of court after he was seen punching Lindy Jones from behind and tackling him to the ground. Though in the end, Lindy Jones was sentenced to 35 years in prison, the father-mother duo had to pay for the sudden emotional outburst. Van Terry. The father of one of the 3 victims of Ohio serial killer Michael Madison was present in the courtroom to forgive the killer of his daughter. Michael Madison was accused of strangling all 3 victims and then wrapping their bodies in garbage bags to dispose of their bodies behind the suburban Cleveland building where Madison lived. While Terry was giving his statement regarding how Madison snatched his everything, he claims to see his daughter's killer giving him a smirk, which not only caused his outburst but also made him lunge at Madison, who remained unfazed. While others struggled to restrain Terry, Madison was quickly escorted out by the police. After this incident, prosecutors were not sure whether to press any charges on Terry or not, but they gave the death sentence to Madison. Moving on, we have Tashia Campbell. Emotions flooded the courtroom when Tashia Campbell, a 15-year-old, stood up and started yelling, "Why'd you kill my daddy?" Tevin Merriweather was accused of shooting Myron Pierce, the father of Tashia, at a gas station. Merriweather's attorney said it was a case of self-defense, but Myron was shot multiple times, which indicated something else. While yelling, she suddenly started running towards Merriweather, pushing her way through several of her relatives. But before she could harm him, the deputies tackled her and escorted her out of the courtroom. As per the people inside the courtroom, the details of how Myron was shot were hard to hear. They were brutal and felt like the accused had a good time taking the life of Myron, which probably made Tashia do what she did. Next, we have Tonio Hughes, who lost his temper when he saw the person who took his everything, Deshaun Brown. Deshaun Brown, 22, was accused of stabbing Hughes' girlfriend to death and throwing his 3-year-old son in the river, whose remains have never been found. While the hearing in the courtroom was taking place in June 2022, Hughes got overly emotional and could be seen rushing behind the defendant, trying to attack him. Before the police could understand what is happening, Hugh got his hands on Brown and can be seen landing repeated and multiple punches on the back of his head. Soon, Hugh was wrestled down on the ground by the deputies present in the room and was handcuffed, but he still went for a second time, which got him kicked out of the courtroom. Seeing this attack, the judge ruled Hugh in contempt of court and sentenced him to 7 days in jail. While many people on the internet have given their support to Hugh and justified his outburst, he still faced the consequences for breaking rules. And with this, we have come to the end of our list. Though it might seem like it is unfair to take action against a victim's family member, sometimes the rules are supposed to be the same regardless of what your position is. Otherwise, it can get out of hand real quick. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Till then, make sure to subscribe and comment on which one of the incidents you found to be fair enough.